throughout Berserker's inventory, feeling that he could have shed it for something like a Shrunken Head, a Barbed Armor, something, almost anything, because those fights were pretty damn close despite the advantage. So if he had something else just to help him out during that downtime or just from all that disable, could very well have been a different game. Otherwise, into this game now, man. The locks are coming out. The Tempest Ophelia showing their heads again.
What the hell was that?
What are you talking about?
Okay, it just looked funny. Looking at the player cam, we had VDT right there. I'm guessing somebody was going by them and, doing the bro fist thing, like saying good luck. And they just went in a line, like one guy's like this, and the next in line, the next in line. It just actually looked pretty funny. So,
I see.
We're not exactly sure who was doing that. But anyways, but yeah, VDT, honestly, they're quickly becoming one of my most favorite teams ever, man. I mean, the way that their play style is, they got great players, fun players. They picked Berserker, so hey, everything's adding up here. So I'm excited to continue watching them. Now
reminiscent
they are
a little bit of the Lions squad that we saw near the end of Hontor, when they were sort of going crazy with Wild Picks and making them work. But
definitely,
yeah, in the end, it didn't pan out for them this game. Seeing the Tempest instead of the Keeper of the Forest, the Ophelia instead of the Parasite. So sort of different clones over there, but still Rally, Pebbles, Magnus, Engineer round things out. Engineer. Kind of like a ban in that pool, since I highly doubt they're going to grab that support with other ones available over heroes like Pebbles and Rally.
It's Predator, Warbeast, Deadwood.
Actually looking to see, Beacon actually locks that Magmus too to make it more difficult for them to acquire Rally and Magmus together.
Yeah.
We actually saw, Complexity taking it from them that game. VDT was thriving on it in some of the previous matchups, and Complexity running it to pretty great effectiveness as well. Worked really great until that little bit of overextension in the early game too, where I think they tried a 3-man gank. It was with that Rally and the Luna stun actually stacking.
Yeah.
And they got that turnaround double kill. And that's where they actually really took back control of the game and kept that control for a while, actually, up until the point where that mid-fight occurred. But anyway, moving on.
You do notice some of the players maybe a little bit stretching going on. Again, when you think about it, it's 11:05 at night for them over there. So, again, they're gamers after all. But it's been a long day for them, too.
Don't have...
yeah, gamers. They don't get exhausted. They're playing a video game. I mean, it can be mentally exhausting.
Oh, no, for sure. Especially playing a competitive play that entire time, match after match, and watching and thinking about your opponent. So, definitely so. Predator banned out, Warbeast, Deadwood, Scout, Fade, and Lodestone. Taking hits there. Massive Arms available still and being drafted right by Complexity. Ophelia expecting that. Although, we did see they did pick Tempest in the... Actually, who was that pick Tempest in spite? Was it Stay Green that first... yeah, it was Stay Green that first game where they actually gave Minuts the Ophelia. I think they had the Master of Arms, and they wound up actually picking Tempest first instead of the Ophelia. So, just because they're picking Master of Arms first here does not necessarily mean that they will go for that Ophelia pickup. Riser plays a formidable Tempest himself.
VDT putting some thought here into their next pick. The Luna, a little quicker, but not so sure how they want to follow this up. As always, going to eventually get that carry option. It seems like they like to save that for that third pick. So
right, whatever the Pee-wee carry of the game will be. Moon Queen Artillery is still on the board. They picked Artillery in a previous matchup, and
like you said,
while it was okay, it didn't really take over the game like I've seen Pee-wee do with the others. And
kind
of excited to see how that pans out here. The Gemini being drafted right away. Gives Complexity a bit of time to think about how they want to deal with it here, though.
Yeah, that's I do find that interesting. The fact that they went for the Gemini right there. Obviously, I mean, there's no chance Complexity is picking up Gemini themselves. So it's safe to say you could have had it for your third pick, but
maybe the third pick is something they want to still mull over a little bit, and maybe in response to.
Exactly. Now this gives them a chance though to respond to Complexity, depending on they pick. But yeah, you did talk about specifically with Gemini how a lot of people have been considering him pretty powerful since the patch, especially with that third ability change, becoming the more passive style of ability. And, well, I guess it was passive before, but a different style that definitely, allows him to progress vastly into the late game very well. And Pee-wee did prove against Stay Green that he can also do it very, very well. So you got Complexity. There we go. Bubbles and Glacius are going to be their two pickups here.
Yeah, Wretched Hag is still on the board, but with that Gemini pickup, he's more likely to be taking the safe lane. So don't really expect to see that. They need a hero. They already have their mid choice sort of slotted out for them as well, looking at it. Potentially a suicide option here, unless they wind up running that mag or rally in a suicide lane. So they go with the suicide or a mid partner here. They do have options in that lock pool. They're going with a partner for mid for the Lunettes. be a little more difficult to say. It all hinges on whether or not they want to grab a jungler, man. They've been shown that they're not afraid to go without it.
Yeah.
And pretty effective at playing without it.
They don't mind passing up on that, no doubt. So we'll see. Again, going to use plenty of time here. It is there for a reason. Got a good 25 seconds or so.
They haven't drafted Tundra at all throughout this tourney. I haven't seen any team play Tundra, actually, not even Complexity.
True, yeah. We have not seen Tundra yet. Wow. I mean, he's definitely gone unbanned and whatnot. Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Huh. Definitely a request coming out from support is my guess.
Wow. Yeah, well, that obviously, yeah, he's the one that's going to be playing it. So going to Rhapsody here.
Okay, so they're not grabbing a jungler then.
Huh.
Going to grab 2 of those strength heroes between Magnus, Pebbles, and Rally out of this pool.
Yeah.
Going for the secondary support
why
instead.
the Rhapsody, you think? I mean, just simply for the ultimate presence?
It's going to give extra protection here to this Gemini, I suppose, but
Yeah.
a pretty strong laner as well.
Yeah.
I mean, outside that, I can't really tell you just yet. It's
I mean, I'm trying to. Oh, the DJ Rhapsody, of course. He's going to be DJ
it's going to be DJ.
It
Yeah,
has
but
to
as
be.
far as looking at other support options, there's things that would pair well with those strength gankers, especially like even an Amphora, for instance, that can also be pretty active in ganking.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. With the Rhapsody, can be aggressive with this Magnus now that they ended up getting. Could definitely start roaming pretty effectively. There's the Ophelia final pick.
We'll see,
out.
man. I mean, Rhapsody's a support hero that really did fall off the scene when she first came into the game, especially that 100% heal onto creeps before it got nerfed down to 50. Was being picked up all of the time, and she actually received. They buffed that back to 75. Not sure if we received any other buffs to sort of help her out throughout the time ever since that initial nerf. I think that was it. I think she's just mostly been untouched.
She might have got with his base stats, I believe, and maybe some attack damage changes, but yeah, nothing really significant by any means.
So we'll look at Pearl as having that ultimate like a Rhapsody ulti on steroids, but not really having that same aggression that a Rhapsody can put out with that stun. It's just very damaging ability, those mini stuns. The initial one being 1 second, but the additional ticks, man, it's just pretty devastating in lane here. And a very good hard support to a hero like Gemini.
Yeah. Definitely some great laning presence, like you said. So maybe that ultimately is the reason, but it also does open the door for Aluna to play a secondary support, and Aluna can definitely, benefit from maybe getting some extra levels, as well as some decent items, obviously. But Rhapsody, I was also trying to think, Rhapsody, that arcane hymn of hers, not that you would pick her up for that, but I was also sort of thinking, maybe the synergy with that, but I mean, it's not really, Gemini's not a big magic damage dealer necessarily, so.
Gotta say, by the way, he didn't actually pick DJ Rhapsody, he actually picked my favorite Rhapsody skin.
Oh, yeah.
The Death Metal Rhapsody, so.
That is pretty badass. Yeah, no DJ, though. That is unfortunate.
A little bit more of a hardcore version there, so
Gotta
support's
remake
not screwing around in this game.
Got to remake. We need the DJ. Who's paused the game? It looks like Complexity pausing it, so again, maybe a strat pause, maybe just quickly adjusting some things, but I'm going to be resuming here shortly, I am sure. So, but we get to see the Gemini again. This will be the third time now in this event. He played it against, who was it the first time?
I actually forget the first time if there was.
Didn't he play before SG? I thought it was played
might
before
have been
SG.
against.
One of the you say
Unless
against S2Y, maybe.
Maybe.
Honestly,
I
blanking on that.
couldn't tell you if it was. I mean, the game that sticks out to me that we cast, I think, was the.
Huh. Oh, jeez.
I mean, there's been so many games at this point, but I honestly don't. I don't think so.
It blends, man. It blends together.
I'm trying to take a look here at their previous games throughout the event right now.
I'm wrong on that. Maybe it was just the.
Played that Monkey King game that we casted.
There's the Monkey King. Gemini.
No, he did use it against Impunity.
That's right. Okay.
As well. Did we cast that one?
I want to say I remember seeing it in some case. So
no, they did because he went for a little bit of a different item build in one of the games too.
Yeah.
It was when they actually ran Bushwhack. We did cast that, and he not a different skill build because one of the games he just went straight, no points in synergy, straight for that stun and breath, and then the other game he actually began to pick up a little bit more of that.
That's right. That was the game where my thing was bugged. Now I really remember that.
Yeah, and you kept having to draw.
Oh God, that was annoying. That was annoying.
And everyone kept telling you, Breaky.
Just press V.
Breaky, press V. I got PMs. Pee-wee got PMs. He even wrote to you, press V, Breaky. Getting trolled by everybody.
Damn you all. All right. So.
Why aren't you just pressing V?
Yeah, God, Berserker last game. That was a treat, man. That really was. Shout out to Pee Wee once again.
No, it's a personal favorite hero of yours.
It is.
At least in
I mean, wasn't it entertaining, man? I mean, that's why
it took a while. It took a while for that game to grow. I mean, honestly, it was a slow building process for a while there. We were just trying to fill that space for a while. Eventually, when it finally did take off, though, man, did it take off.
Yeah. All right, so coming another pause. Here we go. Into VDT, typical fashion of theirs. Really like to go for all 5 together into the opposing jungle to possibly set up some ganks. See Pee Wee having some fun there with the Twin Fangs ability, doing the cancel animation. Pee Wee definitely wins the award for the highest APM of the tournament. I mean, he was ahead of anyone else by far. I mean, he was something like 255 average, and the next closest wasn't even in the 200s.
You're looking at the previous games, too. Trial was at 225, Pee Wee at 240 something. And
yeah.
It's pretty just consistent, looking at about 250 every game here. So.
Oh, Magnus gets compelled forward, actually. He's going to get the stun on the Glacius. Will there be the fall? Nice fork lightning right there. But beautiful hero blocking from Zeme. That Twin Fangs does stun, and Glacius will fall. Support play Rhapsody picks up the kill with that staccato stun. Magnus, however, in a lot of trouble. He tried to get compelled out, perhaps, but not going to be enough. So they will get a counter kill at least. But Bloodlust kill goes in favor of VDT there.
Yeah, on to support, though. Meanwhile, who actually picks up the kill here? The Pebbles. So, in the end, yeah, sure, the Rhapsody got a little bit of extra gold, but honestly, one could argue that it favors the Pebbles. Maybe with that extra gold, though, I might be able to maybe have Zergo skip his bottle here and allow Rhapsody to buy it for him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We'll see if maybe that happens, or maybe the early boots, but we'll see what support does here playing that Rhapsody. So. Laning phase. It is going to be Rhapsody rally mid, it looks like. Or is it?
Rhapsody running top right now. I thought initially that maybe that Luna with the Rhapsody more hard supporting the Gemini. Looks like she's wanting to get that ward down.
Yeah.
Glacius already placed his, and Glacius going to spot him out, so has to be careful when placing it so it doesn't get countered. Don't want to leave the mid lane too much. And
do you see that damage output with the staccato stun and the auto attacks?
So wants to go place it. Not going to have the opportunity, though.
Not able to get over there, at least just yet. So we'll have to kind of guess here. Or not guess, but find it eventually. But obviously, Peter Van Dam, very smart support player himself. And he notices that goes out of the inventory any second. Then, of course, he will buy that Rev and get it countered ASAP, I'm sure. So
Magnus with no health potion here in the bottom lane. Going to make it really difficult here to have any sort of standing against this Master of Arms, who's going to certainly put a lot of early harass.
Yeah, that's a very difficult spot to be in for Xivay. And you see right there, Master of Arms just taking advantage right away of just the natural standing of that matchup there, the range versus melee being the most obvious. And going to keep the pressure up, so Xivay going to find himself in a very troublesome spot. Also troublesome spot is this Bubbles. Moonmeander constantly taking some heavy harassment here.
Doesn't have level 2 yet, so no take cover. Going to actually blink back there. Still not picking it up. The problem with Gemini's stun is the 1 second stun from Luna, probably not enough time to set it up most of the times, and then on top of that, it's very telegraphed, so it's a very easy take cover for him.
Yeah. Yeah, Moonmeander should be able to react to that in most cases appropriately. So
yeah, Boots picked up though, so as long as he closes the distance and maybe with level 2 of that slow, might not even need it. Just use it for the chase.
Top rune, it's Invis for Rhapsody. Uh-oh, Bubbles maybe in some trouble here. The lane is getting pushed up by VDT, however. So that could be the saving grace of anything for Moonmeander. You also see him, they did have the word of sight there, actually, so he had plenty of information for this. Knows that's something it's definitely up right here and playing appropriately, so.
Yeah, actually has to take cover at this point. He's playing super passive, almost like looking like he wants to try to bait it out for a second so they waste some time. Still just be careful. I mentioned that Gemini, the Rhapsody's how powerful it is at level 1. Actually going to catch him here in the stun.
Oh, the shell serve just in time. Jeez. Yeah, that was close.
Yeah, still, the harass onto Bubbles. Only has a Blight Zone, so he's going to need to send out a health potion here if he wants any more durability in the lane. Let's take a look at that. Courier actually going to mid with the bottle, so maybe actually walk to the side shot. Maybe he can go heal and just tap out to full and go back to the lane. Probably better off if you got a health potion there. Only have 1 shell surf up and pretty much a waste. He can heal in short time. The lane's pushed out anyway, and just TV right back on in.
See Zergo right there. He is able to compel away, also doing the damage to Pebbles, and Staccato's coming out from Rhapsody as she comes in. But the health push are going to be delivered. And he also has that bottle, obviously, to use when he finds it appropriate. So, not the biggest deal in the world again. Magnus, he's already running back to base. I mean, he went to the side chop, he got boots eventually, but we talked about that. He's going to have a very difficult time there at the bottom lane. And he's going to have to go back to base to regen, so...
I said he's having a difficult time, but still early on, picking up quite a bit of CS. Obviously, Master of Arms more so, but still not too bad, staying at 250.
Oh, true, actually, yeah.
Master of Arms combined with that Rhapsody gank. Meanwhile, Ophelia's still only level 2. They did apply the early wardage, which we didn't put enough attention to, but yeah, did get those early wards down while they were roaming aggressively. So slowed down Ophelia's leveling.
Got Raleigh coming back to the middle lane, but Beakid a little bit too far back to have any initiation happen. So, and then with Glacius running back in as well, still holding on to the bottle. Eventually be able to pass that off. Pee-wee took out that soul screaming, of course, so Energizer obviously going to be coming out for him on the Gemini, and I assume he's doing just a dandy time up there. Yeah, 27 and 18 up there.
Yes, with the one thing that they'll have to be careful about is this Magnus roaming. Still, they're ahead in the Golden Experience. No jungler on their side, but Ophelia's not leveling fast enough to have that sort of impact yet. And, well, in spite of Tralpmador's complete dominance in the bottom, not complete dominance, yeah, dominance of the bottom lane, at least in terms of farm. Bubbles. Not really getting much top, but they're investing 2 heroes to hold him down.
Yeah. Ooh, middle lane. Is there going to be initiation? Yes, there is. Rally, can he get the compel off in time? Here comes Bubbles with the shell surf damage, chucks him back, and Rally will fall in the end. He had compel, but not able to get it off right there. Ends up falling, so good kill coming out for Complexity. Take advantage of Rhapsody, especially being NIA.
And that roaming is actually what I like to see coming out of Magnus. Bubbles wasn't able to accomplish anything in lane. Rode towards that mid, and I talk about it a lot. You don't need much. You don't need much. The dual combo of most laning heroes is enough to bring a hero down to like 100 health or so. Insert any extra nuke damage, even the auto attacks from a third party, and that can be enough to set up kills.
Yeah.
A lot of why that battle cry can be so effective on Warbeast, or even that, well, level 2 Tempest gank that we saw Ryzer perform against Stay Green. So I love the activity coming out from Bubbles, knowing that he's pretty much completely shut down top lane. Going to stack these Ancients and still hanging around trying to set something up potentially.
Yeah, there's
Rally
a double damage Rally. Ooh,
that's the strength of that immobilize, though.
Yep. Look at this, though. Double damage, and he's going to bottle up a Hastian right after. That's a deadly combo there.
Pebbles beware.
Yep.
Has the steam boots, though, early on, especially after the gank, so going to help him survive.
Yeah, if there was the follow-up there. Magnus, again, taking some heavy harassment. He does have the bottle now delivered, however. So that's going to finally start being some efficient regen for him that he'll be able to take advantage of and stand his ground a little bit stronger now. Zergo's managed very well here on Rally, honestly. 29-5 himself against the 36-1 Pebbles currently. But Gemini continuing to have the free farm at the top lane. Go per minute chart. He is up there, but both Pebbles and Master of Arms on Complexity are also up there, and obviously Pebbles is the most dangerous of many heroes. So getting that efficient early farm gets that portal key in. Well, we know the rest, so.
And Pebbles right now, too, is making no attempt at any sort of CS. This is not want to be detected by that Gemini. Knows that he has no staying power. And content to let him farm up, and Magnus with that bottle, able to pick up CS of his own. Seeing Master of Arms, he's actually going to set that pull, wants that lane control now that it's pushing out towards Mag, but going to buy Mag a wave of free farm at least. At that point, with it pushing out, might be time for Magnus to try to pull a gank. He does have a port up.
Yep. Does have full mana currently, not full life necessarily.
Nighttime.
Close.
Upon us as well.
You see right here, he's going to go up kind of the trees.
Level 7 Mag.
Yeah.
Pretty much sneak out a fog and get that stun off before you're really able to react.
Nothing yet. He's going back towards the bottom lane here. Going to maybe roam to the jungle, see if he can maybe find Ophelia struggling a little bit. As you see on the minimap, that's not going to happen.
That Ophelia out. The Courier actually finds Master Rack and scout him out. Oof. He finds that Ophelia. What's her creep right now? Actually does have a Minotaur, so he can't really necessarily get a stun ulti combo off as if she was sitting on like a Vulture Lord and a Vagabond leader. Can actually scout things out right here. Might ulti and then stun to the Ophelia from a cap. Not obviously going to go with that.
Yeah,
just trying to get a little bit of a read.
Get some idea here as what Xebe is ultimately planning. Maybe Glacius now.
The ward going to scout him, though.
There's the stun, however. In comes the hasted rally. Master's Call going to be used on Glacius, but not nearly enough. The Seismic Slam says, I don't care about your Master's Call. Too much damage to handle. So,
yeah, with
hey,
that vision, we're not just way too fast at that point.
Yeah.
That rally coming in. Hasted. Easy setup.
So, works out very well in the end there. For Magnus, spending all that time, eventually gets the kill. And now at the bottom lane, actually, stunning around a Master Bombs, has support from Rhapsody. Another TP even coming in. The Staccato Stun's going to be used right there. The Capella completely missing by Rally. The Twin Fangs miss. Travelwater still can't get the turnaround kill.
Gemini still doesn't hit. Yeah,
almost disaster there.
Pretty good that they brought everyone. Yeah, that Compel, I mean, Master Arms didn't have much of a way to dodge it. Still a nice little juke there in the end. And missed angle. And
I don't think that was a juke. I think that was
no, I know. I'm just
trying to help out Zergo.
I didn't actually get the. I saw the stun. I was expecting it to hit so bad, and I wasn't even sure how it missed. Or was he running in a straight line? I can't even really tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was honestly just a misplay there by Zergo. I mean, I think
so he didn't even attempt to sidestep. You're telling me, just completely whipped it.
He did sidestep someone. It wasn't even close by Rally.
Right,
like it wasn't a sidestep where it barely missed.
It's not like you can exactly sidestep a Rally stun that easily. So.
Oh, action though, picking up once again. Magnus barely getting away, and he will not get away in the end. Almost actually managed to get away right there, despite all 5 being down here by Complexity, just like that.
That's what Bubbles need to hit level 6 here too.
Yeah.
1,000 gold saved from Pebbles. Gemini is still hitting a very impressive level of farm there at 382, leading the game, and we saw leave Pewee uncontested. You will pay for it.
Yeah. Even last game, the same story again. In the end, was a victory for Complexity, but yes, he can grow it to be a major, major threat. So 375 gold per minute now for Pewee here. 370 about. Energizer, Steam Boots, Mystic Vestments. Bottom tower pushes
gone for a Nullstone at this point, then to a Firebrand afterwards. Be surprised for him to go similar rep here. Already has his build-up items. Bottom tower, we do see a port coming in. It looks like it is the Gemini. Oh no, it's the Rally. Gemini's still top lane. There it is.
Here comes Rally. He's going to come in right here. Can he get the Compel stun? Yes, that will hit. Pebbles actually the follow-up for the breath. The Twin Fangs, it will connect. Rhapsody going to try to in the back with the Staccato stuns. Defensive Master's Call, not going to be enough though. Magnus comes in with Eruption and helps finish off Pebbles right there. Rally did fall though, so it is a 1-for-1 exchange, and actually maybe a 1-for-2 as Zibe now is in a tough spot. He has 2 seconds on the stun. There is the stun. Is it going to be enough? The Minotaur, the freeze coming out. The Minotaur stun on top of Zibe, completely bursted, as you said. Not enough mana to support him. And Complexity, they do come out on top of that fight.
Yeah, I mean, they got so close. They got the initial stun off from Rally, but the Gemini, man, he wasn't even in range. I mean, I should say he was too close to get that stun off. Had to actually back up and stun afterwards. Allowed, I think, Pebbles to get the combo off before he died, especially with that Ophelia's touch and the Master's Arm, Master of Arms protection. That Master's Call, the defensive Master's Call coming out. So
yeah. I know that can tend to be an annoying thing about a Gemini.
And they've established that lead we like to look for, that 2 to 3K earlier game lead, which really helps you expand upon it from there. The double heal, man, the double heal. Is it going to be too much for them to deal with? They like to play aggressive, and this is sort of a slap in their face.
Yep, it certainly is. Again, the Master of Arms Ophelia, very difficult to play against. But yeah, as I was going to say with the Gemini, I mean, you're talking about the Twin Fangs, how we have to back up to try to line up the stun. And I know that can tend to be an annoying part of the hero. Lining up that stun, it can be pretty difficult, man, with the Twin Fangs. So at least when he's morphed together, of course. But he is farming up the top lane. Hey, we've seen him do this all the time. He splits it up. He sends the Fire one back to base to buy whatever he needs. And then the Ice one just continues to farm.
I would say at this point it's more to have a presence with the team so he can port in or maybe even farm the woods with it. Because he's not really doing much right now. Actually, going to make use of the small camp? No. The hard camp is stacked, but I guess this... Going the safe way to join up with the team, that's what he's doing there.
Yeah, he didn't
want to get picked off.
Jungle, Shell Surf coming in, Calfin going to be used as well. Rally did not get caught in it, though. Rhapsody going to be bursted down in the meantime. Gemini will join the party eventually. He is here with both of his dogs. Pebbles actually getting locked down there, but he too is going to be falling back. Vulture Cyclone is in the midst of it all, but there's the breath coming out from Gemini. The Energizer going to be used. Pebbles says, get off me, bro. Going to go for the turnaround kill. Gemini tries to split up, but can't do it in time. and he ends up falling right there. Magnus stunned him, but he dies. The line stun from Rally, beautiful double damage rune activated, and he is doing plenty of damage. Bubbles is on the run. Aluna's not here.
Available.
Oh, the auto attack.
There it is.
Shell serve, and he will finish
boots.
off. Oh, the red power throw, though, to take out Moon Meander. What a finish of that fight right there. That was just a back and forth heavyweight battle.
Still in favor of Complexity in the end. Still, it was pretty awesome to watch. What happened there is Pee-wee, he did his initial nukes, wanted to recombine there for the longest time with Gemini, kept getting interrupted, silenced, what have you, so it took him forever to recombine. When he finally did, tried to land that stomp B-Kid, just went, missed him by maybe an inch there, allowed B-Kid to get that chuck onto him, and, well, the follow-up damage enough to bring him down. Had he landed that stun, I think might have had a Gemini living throughout all that.
Yeah.
And that, in that case, would have been very, very good, and potentially the comeback that VDT is looking for.
Yeah, possibly different right there.
Actually, netting it, however, and
well, again, we do have some downtime here, so hey, let's actually take another look back at that fight since we have the ability. So here we go again. There was initiation from Bubbles, a big Kelphiel coming out, but so we're going to see coming up here about that Gemini that you're talking about. You know, trying to
picked off, so not able to get her ulti off here, but yeah, the counter stuns. I mean, they're making him pay. Look, the quick burst here onto the Ophelia, going to drop, and still has the minions out, but still there's a chase. Here's where he tries to stun Pebbles, and he just it wasn't even the case of the range being off, just target a little bit to the side, unfortunately. And that's where Pebbles punishes him. And
oh, we do got action here in the live cast, though. Magnus actually in some trouble. An offensive Master Skull going to be used on Glacius. Simi just simply cut out. He tried to Lava Surge initially, wasn't able to get away, and he will be bursted down in the end. Ophelia and Glacius coming together. You saw the supporting cast.
Uh-oh, Rhapsody trying to port top, but no way he's getting out of that one.
Yeah,
down he goes. Tralfador claiming that kill. Right now 11-8 in hero score, but the resources tell an entirely different story, man. It is not so close there.
Yeah. Big pickup at the top lane, and 2 kills just like that. Coming out for Complexity once again. So momentum building up more and more now. 5,200 gold lead, 4,000 experience lead. We are now 15.5 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 here, Complexity. Up 1-0. Again, what is on the line for this match specifically? The winner will play Stay Green in the winner bracket finals. The loser is going to match up against Impunity, or not, excuse me, Myth S2Y in losers bracket. By the way, Impunity defeated Kung Fu Gaming. So officially, KFG, Kung Fu Gaming, and, well, that's the same team, by the way. Kung Fu Gaming from representing China, as well as ITS representing CIS. Both of those teams have been officially knocked out of the 2013 Dreamhack Summer event. So definitely had fun, I'm sure, especially Kung Fu Gaming. I mean, they got the 3 wins in the group stage, and they were, you know, no one really expected anything out of them, let's be honest, coming into the event. So.
Yeah, well, still no I mean, yeah, they did better than expected.
I'm just being honest. I mean, in terms of
no
results.
shockers there, though, so far in terms of seeding. ITS, I think Ghost Fuel placed around 8 going into it. Kung Fu Gaming was around 7, so finishing in those ranks in the end. Gonna have to see how it plays out otherwise with Complexity and, well, the main team of Stay Green finishing off. No shocker there either, at least. If this actually happens, if they're actually able to take this game here.
This could be big. This could be big here for VDT.
This is the fight they're looking to maybe change the game. No portal key yet on Zibe.
Oh, jeez.
And you might remember in that one game with Gemini where he really did take off, what was who was the player? What was that changing factor where they actually came back and turned the game around?
I'm blanking here.
Magnus with that portal key,
right,
top lane. Huge fight. Energy field went down. Didn't matter. Blinked and got the huge stun into the rally seismic slam. And they have that Magnus rally combination. They are known to utilize it very effectively still.
Yeah.
Magnus not finding the farm this game.
Nope, not able to do so.
Getting picked off a lot, and Gemini looking eager to jump. He can't be the one initiating. He needs his teammates to soak up the damage for him.
Rally had a double damage room that whole time, but they just could not find any opportunity.
Yeah, level 11 Master here.
Yep.
Only level 10 Ophelia, so doesn't have the double 2 ultimates. You can tell he wants to jump on Gemini. He's keeping that perfect distance, but Plexi does not want to throw the game here.
Neither does VDT, though. Not to, again, they are behind, but a little bit of a misstep here, and it's just going to get out of control. So still looking to protect
confident that they know they have the advantage. They know they have no portal keys here on the Hellborn team. Meanwhile, Pebbles has his, so the fight is completely on Complexity's terms. They'd have to either misstep heavily. or to step out of position here and get caught out by maybe this rally or mag. Either way, even out of position, that's why they have that Ophelia. It's why they have that Master's Call.
Yeah. I think Complexity is finally decided enough is enough. Not going to be able to break through on that secondary tower. So
they also decide that, well, Master Arms is about to get a shrunken head, so let's just wait for it before the fight. Actually,
wow.
Here's that potential misstep.
Yeah, they cut them off right there. Luna's going to be locked out. The Twin Pigs does not hit Master of Arms, but rallying well. Seismic Stab comes out. Look at the burst damage. Not nearly enough. The Ophelia's touch was already used. The Gemini dogs trying to stay alive. He'll split back into one another, but Gemini is going to fall, it looks like. We see in the background, however, Magma stunning away, barely surviving against Pebbles. Pebbles up Portkey in 1 second. Is going to go in, maybe Magma's teleport? Yes, he will be fine, as will Rally, it looks like. So, but damage definitely still done by Complexity right there. 3-for-0 exchange in the end.
Well, went in way too deep. I don't think they had vision running up that cliff. Master of Arms with a quick stun into Rhapsody's face there. Never really made it up, never got a single spell off, just completely took the hit. And set for a very, very bad 4v5 engagement. Pee-wee tried to jump in there, missed the stun onto 2 heroes too, and well, it's a very difficult stun to land, but tried to be aggressive, tried to salvage it, but just way too far behind in the fight at that point to actually make it happen in the end.
Yep. Yeah, the Ophelia, again, it's just the Ophelia's Master of Arms. More so, the Ophelia that fight, the touch that came out just was enough of a heal to really do it in for VDT. So, big plays indeed coming out for Complexity. And that golden experience, Lena, as I said, going into the fight, you know, a misstep from VDT, and just like that, the game's going to start stumbling out of hand. And I think, unfortunately for their sake, it is starting to reach that point here. 20 minutes in, and you're already looking at a nearly 11,000 deficit, 8,000 experience. Look at Master of Arms over here, 396 gold per minute. But then you got both Ophelia and Pebbles following suit very, very well. Gemini, Pee-wee on Gemini, doing solid, but it is not comparable to even any of those 3 heroes, at least at this point. So
no, I mean, they really need some sort of more concrete initiation that or at least counter-initiate with that Magmus. They're setting these things up and not be able to punish Complexity enough when they dive in there. So Portal Key going to come in here soon. He's at 1550, but it's coming at a stage of the game where it's just too late. Too much has transpired.
Yeah, the Portal Key on Magmus, you brought that up earlier. It was a big deal earlier in the tournament, and understandably, it's just, you got to wonder if it will be in time. But, hey, you know, you got to try in the end. You are down 1-0 in a best of 3. Might as well give it your all here. Again, it's this is the final match of the whole tournament, of the day, I should say. I almost said tournament, not that case. Final match of the day here for any team. So, obviously, the other series already finishing, as we talked about earlier, with Impunity defeating Kung Fu Gaming 2-0.
Yeah, Complexity, at this point, they should be pretty confident in Master Arm's ability to carry late. You know, Gemini is strong, but even against a Gemini, I think he would be able to do just fine here, especially with all the defensive capabilities of their team. Portal Key now picked up by Magmus. That's what he was looking for. Ultimate's still up as well, but Conqueror not even slain yet. I don't think they're going to be forcing it on the base yet, just taking out all the secondary towers first.
There we go, Complexity. Yeah, to stick together as a team here, going to take out the last outer towers you were mentioning. And maybe clear up for Conqueror, perhaps, before they really look to try to break into the base. But Master of Arms, a new shrunken head, nice and shiny there.
They know they have these. They know they have these fights.
Yeah.
Seems weird to say with all that stun and nuke power coming out from the Hellborn team, but even landing it all, it's the case of, well, we don't have enough damage again. They've tanked up. They've got the Steam Boots vestments on everyone, or played Greaves vestment, at least in the case of Ophelia. They've got the experience. They've much well rounded out here in general. Switch up Bubbles, which is a very effective hero at, especially with that Portal Key. Even if they initiate in the first place, very good at sort of silencing, cutting off the follow-ups.
Yeah, with that soft CC.
So let Conqueror not even going to be contested.
Yeah.
Fights were rough before.
Yeah.
Master of Arms.
Now you have to kill him twice in those fights. So, yeah, if you're Complexity, it's almost as if, you can wait with the token of life, maybe farm it more, but honestly, it seems like you could just
now the Burial picked up even more damage reduction coming out for Complexity. They've got to find the pickoffs, but Complexity staying as 5 here, roaming around, taking all their resources, so absolutely no angle. You like to see the Gemini go Yeah, power farm somewhere else on the side. I mean, they have Magmus doing it. They need someone split farming this until the last possible second, trying to grab all they can.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they need to be set up for this fight. And, well, Magmus critical to that. Given his ulti is probably the only thing that can give them the extra oomph they need right now. No buybacks.
Pebbles really looking for that opportunity, but not going to happen. Yeah, buyback situation. I mean, but with the death, it probably wouldn't have enough. So Gemini and Magnus. Barrier Idol could be used right there. Here comes the pressure into the tower. You got Gemini acting like he's maybe going to Twin Fangs right there, but not doing it just yet. Obviously, it is still early on, 23.5 minutes, and I think Complexity realizing that it's just not going to be enough firepower here. So, or is it? I don't know. They're going to stick around actually. So they're just going to look for VDT to maybe overextend.
No, they have the token. They're feeling pretty damn confident in these fights. It's not.
Of course. They know that they are
slowly whittling away at it, looking for the right angle before they jump in, and if they don't find it, going to take a few hits in here and there. Roaming back, probably clean up the Ancients during this period of downtime and resume pattern. Well, it's nice they're not losing anything by staying grouped up there once again, because it's not like Gemini's off farming. No one else has the ability to afford really doing that.
Yeah.
Moon Meander did port top though, and so they are pulling back.
Oof. Devil's right there. Portal King away just before he might have got jumped there, so. B-Kid managing to stay alive. Gemini. What is this GPM at? 330. Basically the same. Obviously, Magnus has had that Portal Key now for a little bit, stressed earlier, but still, will it be enough? Talbot of Command finished on Bubbles in the meantime. Over here for Complexity. I was also mentioning earlier about the secondary support of Luna and how having some extra levels as well as some nice extra farm on her would be very beneficial, but I mean, you see it, and only 140 gold per minute for herself, so that really hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and forced to go Striders as well. Rhapsody are picking up the same boots. Needs a little bit more durability given that she's trying to cover the team with the ultimate. Hasn't really been able to land those good ultimates this game, though. Sort of always been caught out or killed at the start of every team fight.
Yeah, for good reason. I mean, that Protective Melody can screw everything up, so.
Sure, miscalculating your damage, man.
Focus her, and all of a sudden you don't have to worry about it. That is the goal, of course. If you're a Complexity, at least, so. Bubbles gets ported back to base for the regen, but I'm guessing is going to TP to the top lane here and join up with his teammates in the meantime, because they are grouping up again. Looking for the picks. I mean, they're just controlling the map as much as possible right now. Knowing that VDT is struggling to find any bit of farm here, so the gold gap is widening as a result. Bubbles did port to the middle lane, it looks
Vision
like.
quite minimal, too, actually, here. Support not able to actually get out on the map, given that Complexity is pretty much roaming outside. A couple of wards of Rev, a ward plays outside the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Complexity grouped up outside the top right now, though, and nothing plays, so making their initiation that much easier again. Bubbles is going to scout things out, not laying any additional damage into the tower. I mean, they're making a point that they pretty much want to fight. They're saying, come at us.
Yeah.
VDT knows they can't handle it. They need them to screw up. They're waiting for them to screw up.
Yeah.
Ward of Rev going down. Not going to find anything from Complexity, though, because they don't have the ward in the base in the first place. And there's the shield breaker.
Breaker on Master of Arms. You see here the Energizer used. Not full-on initiation, though. Barrier Idol is going to be up for the next group wave, most likely, so perhaps going to wait for that to make the all-out aggressive push here into the base. Again, VDT just setting up wherever they can, or with whatever they got, really, to make something happen. Magnus, he is ready with an eruption, the portal key. He's off to the side over here. Can find an angle. Again, Barrier Idol's up, so
not doing what he can to try to hold the wave off.
Yeah.
So Complexity not afraid. They can just wait out the Barrier Idol again from here on out. If they try to initiate during it, they won't have the damage. I mean, they don't have damage with or without right now, but it's just an extra slap in their face.
Pebble's just going to go back up to the top lane here instead and farm off the creeper a little bit, make sure it pushes in, and then eventually fall back. So more of just farming up the jungle now, taking any resources possible for VDT away from them. Making it even that much harder, continuing to do so.
And we saw Rally, he was initially in that mid lane matchup. We had the Magnus and the Suicide, but Rally just absolutely getting punished, absolutely finding no farm this game. You look at the Pebbles on the other side of things, Portal Key, Demonic Breastplate, relative to his Helm of the Black Legion.
Again, complexity resetting. Go back in here.
Yeah, they do have the barrier auto up again, so with the next creep wave, this could be their moment to finally break base. It's already deniable, using the creeps instead. Gonna get the tower kill, so maybe the idol this time, aiming for those racks.
Very, very possible. Xibby again trying to find his hiding spot up here. He is ready to go, but the barrier auto obviously going to mitigate a lot of the damage, even with an eruption here, but you're going to have much better opportunity. I mean, there's the compelled in. Master farms, in comes the Gemini set as well. Rep should be channeled to the back. Master may fall right here. Yes, he will, but again, he hasn't taken a life. Could have come right back up, so the eruption went off.
That's the lack
but
of
now
damage I
Magnus
was
is gonna
talking
fall.
about, man. They're
Yeah,
still
not
almost
even
at full
close.
health. That's after pretty much a full channeled Magnus ulti.
Yeah.
They're getting cleaned up from here.
The initial burst on Master was nice, but yeah, exactly. The follow-up damage, the consistent damage, just not there. They are going to try to hold this off a little bit longer. Gemini coming back in, the double stun with his
The
minions.
silence
but no.
coming out from Bubbles too, man.
Yeah, locking him down.
Deep pain to the
There's
giant.
the
There's
vote.
the concede vote. Complexity's taken. Winners bracket semifinals. Going to go on to face Stay Green.
Yep, they get a rematch there against Stay Green.
Jeez.
Talk about it. Hey, we got to kick off day number 2 with that matchup at the group stages. Complexity very strong coming into that game, and they handled Stay Green. So I'm sure they're somewhat excited. You know, not that worried by any means, but at the same time, Stay Green proved against SGEU that they are also definitely back on track to a point. So that is going to be a fun matchup there to watch, obviously.
Oh yeah, the winners bracket final is going to be the second game of tomorrow, but will be the same matchup that we saw kicking off today.
Yeah.
In that matchup, Complexity had probably the most dominant performance against Stay Green of the 3 teams. Really handled them well throughout all